So basically, what I'll do is I'll just again tell the entire process of what we have done yesterday and just look at the time, basically how much time it is going to take. So it is very, say I say, simple thing. It will be just done in, say, how much time. Let's see, like let's start at 9 and let's see how much time it takes and why don't you find that time. Let's try to see. So first thing, okay, I'm just getting to say my computer. Oh, there are many different drives here. Okay, so let me create a folder here. So just right click and go for new. Microsoft Access database. So just I'm creating this. The first step, whatever we have done that one. So I'm just creating this one, demo metadata. And okay, so I've created in this folder. So this is the first step I've done. And what was the second step is we have established a connection. So to establish a connection, so just go to all programs. Then there will be MicroStrategy products tool. So just go to tools. Under tools, you do have a connectivity wizard. Just click on connectivity wizard. See program files, common files, MicroStrategy, file name. I think in the remote desktop we have this issue. I think there is some installation problem which Kiran was pointing. Both the tools are not opening. I think this is the problem with fine. What shall we do? Okay. From classroom, right? So people who join from classroom. So I mean,
Yes, sir.
you connected through my laptop when it has I mean MicroStrategy developer as well, or
Yeah, we connected your laptop on, sir.
okay, fine. But okay, is Upender there?
Yes, just
Okay,
a minute, sir.
yeah, sure. So guys, just couple of minutes, like before we continue. So we require some machine which has that access. So I mean, at least
Sir?
ఒకసారి మీరు ప్రెజెంటర్గా లాగిన్ అవుతారండి. ప్రెజెంటర్ లాగిన్ అయినాక అక్కడ డెస్క్టాప్ యాక్సెస్ ఇస్తారా?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
యా ఫైన్. సో గైస్ లైక్ ఐ మీన్ ఇప్పుడు దాని అర్థం అయితే అసలు ఎవరు ఇక్కడ రైట్ ఇక్కడ ఎవరెవరు ఐ డిడ్ డూ అన్నది వాళ్ళు అట్లీస్ట్ ఒక్కసారి ఆ విజార్డ్ కూడా ఓపెన్ చేయడానికి ట్రై చేయనట్టున్నారు నిజంగా. అట్లీస్ట్ అది నాకు ముందు చెప్పినా కనీసం యా వి కుడ్ హావ్ ఐ మీన్ నాట్ వేస్టెడ్ అవర్ టైం. ఓకే సో నాట్ ఈవెన్ వన్ పర్సన్ అట్లీస్ట్
సార్
చెప్పండి.
ప్రజెంటర్గా కావాలా సార్?
ఆ,
నేను లాగిన్ కనబడతాను సార్.
యా ప్రెజెంటర్గా లాగిన్ అవ్వండి ఒకసారి.
ఓకే సార్.
Guys, I'm not asking, I mean, I cannot, okay, 1 second, let me make presenter. So can you share your screen? Okay, share your screen and give me control, that's it. I mean keyboard control.
Okay. So, okay.
ఎట్లా అండి ఇట్లా చూసుకోకుండా ఓకే. Can you change that date? I mean somewhere to సో జనాలు ఇక్కడ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయట్లేదు, అక్కడ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయట్లేదు, రెండు చోట్ల ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయట్లేదు. అక్కడ ఎక్స్పైర్ అయింది, ఇక్కడేమో ఆప్షన్ ఓపెన్ అవ్వదు. Fine, leave it. No problem. I mean, we can just see tomorrow. No problem. I'll just take some other concept. So, so guys, I mean, so as that is not working, I'm just not going with say the continuation stuff basically. So what I do is I'll explain you some theoretical stuff, and let me fix that practical stuff after the session today, and then we'll discuss. So now more over, right? So we'll discuss on some theoretical front. So you can see a notepad, right? So basically, so when we said yesterday, assume like till the point we have completed. So basically is you are going to make use of, say for example, I mean yesterday, so we have just completed with admin responsibilities. So on admin, whenever you try to create up a new project, so what were the different things basically we have done is, so we have created metadata. And once we have created metadata, so what is that we have done? So we have established a DSN connection. So post establishing DSN connection, so what we have done basically is we have loaded default metadata tables. Right, so this is a step what we have done. And apart from loading default tables, on the next step basically we have created a new project source. And under new project source, we have just created a new project, and just below that what we have done basically is we have created a new database instance. So these are the different steps basically we have created as part of yesterday. And what I did basically, I did say you, right, the important thing or the key thing basically here is couple of things here is, So from your metadata to your project source, there will be a connection. So there will be what? Say while creating, say this project source. So while creation of a project source, what you do? You are going to establish a link, or else you are going to establish a relationship between metadata. So metadata and your project source. So that is where, I mean, say using this specific thing, so you're going to establish a relationship between a metadata and your project source. And while creating a database instance, right? So while creating up a database instance, so what you are doing basically is, once you created a project and then you create up a new database instance, and then so next step basically what we do is we are going to open a tool called as open architect tool. So while opening this particular architect tool, so what we do is basically, so we establish the same thing. We link, in other words, your project and your data warehouse. So everyone just try to understand here. The key thing is, so between your data warehouse and your metadata, there won't be connection. So today one person asked me, so between metadata and data warehouse, how is the connection? So we don't have any connection between metadata to data warehouse. So from your metadata to project source, you will have a connection. And the next thing is, under this project source, you will have a project. Right, so this particular project is going to establish a relationship with the database or with your data warehouse. So from your project to data warehouse, you'll have connection from metadata to your this one. So whenever you create any report in a project, you're creating a report, you run that. So it makes use of the metadata at the project source level, gets that object definition, then from that one, it goes to the database instance using yesterday whatever instance you have created. So it takes that instance and it goes to data warehouse and then it brings the data. So this is what it is going to do. Right. So you have say architect tool. So this particular architect tool will just try to launch it tomorrow and then see how to link this particular all these things. These are the important thing as per admin, this connection, everything, right? So even though you are not an admin, you need to understand basically. So once you are done with this, right, then as an architect, when I say architect, so this guy is, I mean, we can say as a senior person in a project. So what is his responsibility will be there? Means, so first thing as an architect, the first step, what we do basically is we are going to create tables. So we are going to create a logical tables. So tables, why we say at MSTR logical means we'll have only the columns here. So we say that one as a logical tables, and this particular tables, right? So once you create a table, what is the next step you need to do basically is you need to create facts, and then basically your next step is you need to create attributes, and once you build attributes you have to relate, I mean you have to establish relationship between related attributes in order to create hierarchies. So these are the different steps. So you're going to create tables, facts, attributes, and hierarchies. So generally in a lot of say interviews, they'll ask you this question. So did you involve in logical data modeling? Logical data modeling. So what does this logical data modeling means? So from the data warehouse to pull the tables. So that is your first step. So you're going to bring the tables. So once you bring the tables, on top of the tables, you're going to create facts. And once you create a facts, then the next step you create attributes or the dimensions. So once you create that attributes or dimensions, then you are going to relate or group related attributes. Group related attributes. So in order to create a hierarchy, these are the different phases: tables, facts, attributes, and then you have hierarchies, 4 different steps. And every person has to say that you have worked on all these particular 4 areas or else on the data modeling. Okay, so what are the different steps in data modeling means? These are the 4 steps. So apart from this, so there is another object which we need to learn, that is transformation. So this particular transformation, right? So you do have a transformation. So this particular transformation you are going to create, I mean, for performing the time series analysis. But without transformations also, having these 4 objects, you can just develop reports. You can create reports. Any type of reports you can do it. But in order to do some time series analysis, like you want to compare your current trend to the previous trend and so on, right? So in order to do that one, you require this transformation object. But without this also, you can just use this particular tables, facts, attributes, and then hierarchies. So these 4 objects you can use in order to start up your project. So how to create tables, how to create facts, how to create attributes, hierarchies, and transformation. So we'll just see some examples now basically on this specific thing. So what I do basically is I just go to already existing project source, but tomorrow we'll create our own project source and we'll do it. So what I'm doing is, so under, so let me show you one thing. So already I'm using an existing project source. Yesterday, whatever we have created, similar to that one, just assume. And under this, so basically if you just go to MicroStrategy tutorial, you have public objects, schema objects, right? So basically, once you go to administration option, under the administration option, so what we have basically is, once you get to configuration manager, so you see a database instances. And this particular database instances, once you look at it, there are many different database instances, CSV data source, then Excel data source, and so on. So what does that mean is, whenever we take any specific project, any real-time project, they will not have one single database. They will not have one single database. They may have, hello,
Yes, sir.
you don't hear me?
Now it's okay, sir.
Okay, fine.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, so basically under configuration manager, so whatever you have database instances, so these are the different database instances. So what are these database instances means? So under this project source, as we discussed, we can have n number of projects. So whatever you see, customer analysis module, demo, financial reporting, HRA, MicroStrategy tutorial, sales distribution, Salesforce analysis module. So each one of them here, right, is a project here, and it is not required that each project will use the same database. Every project can use its own database. Every project can use its own database, but for which you need to have these database instances. And the second point is, in a single project as well, it is going to support more than one database. More than one database means on a single report, you can have some data present in operational data instance and the other one from the financial reporting. So generally at the same time, you can pull data from more than two different databases, which we call generally as a data blending, or in other words, right? So in a generic term, we call multi-sourcing. Multi-sourcing means more than one source. To create one specific report, we may require more than one source, and MicroStrategy is capable of building data from more than one report, more than one database.
Yes, Srinivas. More than one database is nothing but those are different types of databases are in one database, different like Oracle or Microsoft. I mean MS Access like that.
Right. Your second assumption is correct. It can be one on a Teradata, one on DB2. So one on Oracle, one on SQL Server. So both different databases.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, fine. So just try to understand, on a single report, you can pull data from two different databases as well. So that is one point. And the second point here is, whenever you get to real time, so you don't have this option. First of all, I mean, if you are administrator, then only you will have this access. You see this administrator. Otherwise, you don't see administrator. If you have admin access, so under administrator, you go, you see all the different databases here. If you want to, I mean, understand what it is, right? So you can just try to open this one, and once you open, they provide, okay, this is of type what? Microsoft Access. So you just click on this modify, right? You can just understand what is a TSN, right? Yesterday we have used MicroStrategy tutorial, for which here they have used HRAMW HAC, right? So basically we'll create our own as well, fine. But first you need to create up a database instance, for which yesterday we have created, right? The same thing, I'm just trying to do it once again. So just come over here. So this is my, say for example, um, I mean, I just build this one as a my demo database instance, and this demo database instance I'm going to create yesterday, right? Whatever we have created. So Microsoft Access database. So on a similar lines, so just go to that same thing, Microsoft Access 2007, click on new, and in which I'm just selecting MicroStrategy tutorial data, then click on new. So in this one, so this is a demo database instance, for which I'm just providing the credentials. So the everything whatever we discussed as part of yesterday, so I'm just trying to build up the same thing. So if you look at this one, so this is a demo database instance I've created for our project, whatever project we are going to build. So in order to create project also, I've shown you yesterday. What should I do basically is, you need to just right click, and once you do it, just create new project. And once you do it, create project, and under this specific project, so just write some name. So for which I'm just providing, so this is my demo project 1, and then just click OK. So during this phase, it is going to create that structure. Okay, so this particular project should have what folders, like public objects, schema objects, in public objects, what folders. So all these things by default it is going to create it. So now let's see that one. So if you look at this one, this is a demo project one, I have created it. So just try to open this, and then I want to show you similar like yesterday. So it has created the structure of it, and everything over here will be blank. Attributes, facts, tables, everything is a blank over here. Perfect. So just come over here, simply just right click. You get an option called as an architect. So there is one option, or else. Right, you can just select your project. At the top, go to schema menu, click on this, you get an architect option. So either of these things are fine. So now if you look at this one, so whenever you build any new project, so under tables, you see it will be blank. So now it is your responsibility to bring tables. So we know just now we have created a database instance, right? So from that particular database instance, so I'm just getting to database from this instance, which is containing tables, like whatever tables we have seen yesterday in our database. So that tables are present there, and I want to bring that tables into our MicroStrategy to build up reports. How do we bring it? Select it, go to schema menu, click on architect. So once you do it, it asks you whether it is a read only or edit. You just want to do some analysis. Okay, how the tables are linked, how the relationship is there, and so on. You just want to see and analyze. You need to get into read only. So once you click on edit mode, so what it basically means is, so at a time only one person can edit. So there are 5 persons assume in your team, and in that particular thing you are the person who went into edit mode. So no other person, like another 4 persons cannot get into edit mode. They cannot get into edit mode and they cannot edit it. So you need to be careful before you choose read only and then edit mode. So if you are coming here for analysis purpose, okay, already the tables are there, you want to see how the relationship is there, go for read only. If it is something you need to edit or you need to modify something, come in. And whenever you modify this one, you're locking this one. So you're locking this interface. No other person can access this one. So why no other, I mean, why this is locked basically is, say for example, every one of us 5 members are working in same project. And if I'm going to modify table 1 and simultaneously you work table 2 or the same table, right? So then it will be a problem. All the tables will not be in sync or it will not be uniform. So to have that, basically only one person can edit a single project, But if at all you want access, whenever you try to click on edit, click OK, it tells you it is logged by which user. It is logged by which user. You will get that details. If you want to edit it, you can just contact that person and ask him to come out and then relog in. So everyone understood. So what is read only and then what is edit, or any questions in this option, read only and edit? Right, perfect, good. So now I'm just clicking on edit, click OK. And once you click OK, just try to see here now. Select the primary database instance for the project. Means which database you need to use in order to build the reports from this particular list of all these things, whatever you have seen there, right? So I've created for this project this one, demo database instance. Select that one and then simply at the bottom here, click OK. So once you do it, so this is an architect view. So architect tool in other words. So in this particular architect tool, you see two different views here. So if you look here, so wherever you see the background as an orange, right? Hierarchical view is one. Then you have a project tables view. So currently we are in hierarchical view. It is a blank. You switch on to project tables view. Right. So here, this is also blank here. So what I need to do basically is, so this is a demo database instance. So once you just click on this one, right, it shows all the list of the tables which are present in that database which you have pointed. So whatever database we have pointed, right, so that database is going to have these tables, like say transaction table, customer table, like say year table, and so on basically. Say for example, so you want to see what columns are there in this particular table, right? So you can just click on this particular plus symbol. So once you click on plus symbol, it shows what columns are present. Say for example, you just open this one. So okay, this is a, wherever you see F underscore, that indicates it is a fact table. Wherever you see L underscore, all these are the dimension tables or lookup tables. And the important point is, first just try to see here now. So I want, say for example, just let me try to see my both the fact tables here. So say for example, I want to see what is, say, my, I mean month wise, right? So I want to see my month wise, say what is my sales or something. Say for example, if you just go to this table, so you see a day ID here. Alright, so you want to see a day wise revenue, or else you want to see a customer wise revenue. So whatever information you want to see, so in that particular case, right, so first thing what you need to do is, the tables are not added to your project. These are the list of the tables which exist in your database. So which tables you want to use in MicroStrategy. So what is that you need to do is, so just come over here and then which tables you want. Say for example, always, right, first try to pull the fact table. So why that means, in detail session we'll discuss tomorrow, because tomorrow entire 1 hour we'll spend on tables, trying to understand different scenarios in that tables. So first thing, just remember, you need to pull up a fact table. So just here, once you are pulling in, then it shows this automatic tick mark which tells that by default, means system automatically is going to take care of creation of attributes and creation of facts. So you want system to be taken care, you can click on OK. But I want to do some analysis before I create attributes and facts, because table might have 10 attributes, but I may use only few attributes, 2 or 3. Similar the case with facts. My fact table might have 20 facts, but I may use only 2 different facts for my reporting purpose. For which, right? So if you want all things, you click OK. You want only few, only selected ones, click on cancel. You can just create manually. Okay. So in this specific thing, what I do have, I have a customer ID, product ID, day ID, transaction and so on. So you want to see something. So just right click, and then basically you just look at there are various options listed here, out of which you do have an option called as show sample data. You just click on this particular thing. So once you click on this particular thing, so you could see a customer ID as 28, customer ID 111 with different product ID. So why one is getting repeated means, so he has took different products on same day or different date, and the transaction ID is this one, and what is the revenue, what is the cost, what is this one. But who is this customer? When I say customer ID as one, what is the name of the customer? What is the mobile number of the customer? What is the email ID, so that I want to contact him basically. So that details you don't find in the fact table. So that details, where do you find basically is, you find in the dimension table. You find in the dimension table, customer table. So first you pull up the facts which you require. That is the first step. And then what you do is, what facts means, what different facts you want to analyze. You want to analyze revenue, you want to analyze cost, you can just do it. So once you do it, then you want some detailed information, who is a customer, what is a product name, and so on, right? So to do that one, you can just drag and drop again your customer. Simply drag and drop here, or else right click on that customer table, then go here, click add table to project. So once you click add table to project, it shows that same thing. You want all, click OK. I don't want it. Then automatically a dotted line, once you select your customer ID, automatically a dotted line shows up which tells these two are related, customer table and this one, using what? Using a key, customer ID. So what happens is a revenue is maintained at ID level, but for that ID, what is the name, what is a address, those details where you get basically is you get from the dimension table. If you look at this one, customer ID is there. So under this particular thing, you do have something called customer name. And apart from that, you want customer gender, age group, then his particular status and so on, education, housing ID and so on. You get all these things. Similarly, apart from that, you also want to find out his products as well. How many items has been sold your products, right? So on which you can just simply drag your product table and then just place your product table as well here, then click on cancel. So if you look at this one, so this is product is one dimension, customer is another dimension, and we discussed as part of schema modeling between two different dimensions or two different hierarchies, you will have a fact table which relates them. So from using customer table from this table, product ID from this table, so this is how the relationship will be established. So clear guys, so for any questions, pulling the tables is very simple. Just drag and drop into your project tables view. That's it. So any questions on bringing the tables into MicroStrategy? Okay, so bringing tables is easy, and similarly creation of facts and attributes as well. So just see how simple it will be there. So we'll just try to build up a sample report now within like hardly 5 minutes of time. So just what I'm doing is I'm just getting to revenue. First step is you need to bring the tables. Second step is you need to create facts. How to create facts is select that column, simply right click. You get an option called as facts. That's it. So you want number of items, cost, how many things you want, just go there, create facts. Come over that, create facts. So this is how I want 3 different facts to be built. Perfect. Good. So then I said after creation of facts, you need to create a attributes. How to create attribute? Just try to see. I'm selecting customer ID from LU customer table, and then just try to see, observe the customer ID over here. I just right click in my LU customer table and then just go to create attribute. Okay. So if you look at this specific thing here, okay. So let me tell you. So if you look at this product ID here, so the product ID here, so this is your dimension table and this is your fact table. So once you right click here and then just go and click on create attribute, right? So automatically it is creating in the product table. It is creating in the product table. So but in the product table, it stores only ID. But in the this particular table, if you look at here, dimension table, you do have product description here. So just select your product, right click, and then you get an option here. Just try to see new attribute form. This is the descriptive form. Just select that one and then product description here, then click OK. So now if you look at this specific thing, so for a minute I'm just removing this table. So now if you look at this one, so from this particular product table to this product table, I do have a relationship here. Okay, there is a dimension table, there is a fact table wherein I have established relationship using the product key, and you want to now analyze product wise sales, product wise cost, product wise number of items. You can just build that sample report. So this is how you create facts, and to create attribute also it is very simple. And just let me for an example save for a minute this specific thing. So I'm just saving my 2 tables which I've created. So we'll try to pull tomorrow 6 tables, 7 tables and just do it, but the process remains same. Bringing the tables to 20, 100. First you need to bring the tables, understand the relationship, create the facts, create attributes, create hierarchy. Hierarchy, now we had only one attribute, so I'm just not creating any hierarchy. So say for example, once you've created that facts, right, you just go to metrics folder, automatically metrics has been created, 3 metrics. Why this has been created also I'll tell you. And you go to tables, that 2 tables which we have used, right, that 2 tables are present here. You go to attributes, products is an attribute, and facts we have created 3. Automatically system is going to store in their respective folders. So now you want to create a basic report. So before, once you create any of the schema object, right, so best practice, right, at the top you click on update schema. So what it does is it is going to make your changes permanently. So whatever modifications you have done, those are going to be stored permanently. So just get to blank report, and in the blank report, so just open this, go to attributes, place up your products, and then public objects, metrics, sum of cost. Yeah, just place a few different metrics here and then click on run. So if you look at this one, so this is what I mean. It shows up, okay, total, so how many items has been sold and what is that particular cost you got it and what is the sales you have made out of it, right? So this is how you create a basic report. And what I say is schema, once you understand, right, you feel easy when compared to public objects, So let's try to create, I mean, say one more report as well. So basically, let me, what I do is, okay, this is a demo project. So we'll take another one, try to pull few more tables here. Okay, already. Attributes, facts. So no schema is there here. So now what I am doing is right click on your project demo, get to architect, and in the architect, so just try to browse here, tutorial data, and then click OK. So once you do it, just click on plus symbol. So now these are the tables which you are working from your day to day. So from your day one, right, you were using these tables. So to list a few of the tables which you were using is, say for example, just scroll down. You see all these particular tables here: year table, category table, subcategory table, region table, quarter table, month, all this, right? These were the tables you were using, right? And then there are certain fact tables also. So in this particular project, right, we have chosen another database instance, right? So in this particular database instance, so whatever you see lu underscore are the dimension tables, lu underscore are the dimension tables, and wherever you don't see any particular prefix to that table, that indicates it is a fact table, that indicates it is a fact table. You just scroll down. So all these things are the fact tables. So only where you see lu underscore, they are the dimension tables. So now the point here is, just try to see. Now from here, I mean, it is going to be very important, guys. So just try to focus here. So what I'm telling is, so the main subject, right, so comes here only from this particular thing. So just try to focus for some time. So now, so generally the architects, what is a key role basically is, so they will meet with business team, and this business team is going to come up with requirement. The business team is going to come up with a requirement, and in this requirement they are going to give you some requirement. Okay, for an example, now the client comes and then says basically they want to build a report. Basically they want to create a report which shows them, say what is that report basically is, say month wise they want to get, say for example, subcategory sales and then profit. So they want to get this report. Month is from time hierarchy, subcategory from product hierarchy. They want to see sales and profit, so each month how the subcategories are performing. So that is what they want to see it. Okay, to see this particular thing, so what is that first? Okay, the client has given us to prepare month-wise subcategory sales and report. But first step where we have to start basically is, okay, for that particular report, what are the facts or what are the metrics? So your first step, what you need to do is, so what are the facts and metrics? So from this particular requirement, so we know that, okay, so that is sales we require, and then we require profit. But this particular sales and profit, they don't directly, I mean, they directly doesn't exist in the, I mean, with the same name. So instead basically, so this particular thing for an example exists like this: total dollar sales, assume, and then for an example, so you for a minute, so this one I'm just changing it to, for your convenience, for a minute I'm just changing to unit price. So they want to just they want to show unit cost and then sales value. So both the things they want to display on the report, assume. So this is shown as the same unit cost. So what I want is, okay, I want to see a single table. So just try to see here now. Key point is here only, that entire class tomorrow lies on understanding of whatever you are doing for next 10-15 minutes. So try to focus here. So first thing, whenever a requirement is given to you, you need to understand what are different facts and metrics you have in it. And once you get this facts and metrics list, you need to find out a single fact table which has two different columns: total dollar sales and unit cost. So you need to find out a single fact table, not one fact table with total dollar sales and another fact table with unit cost. So you need to see a fact table one which is containing total dollar sales and unit cost. So you should not go for this one, fact table 1 containing total dollar sales, and then say a fact table 2 containing unit cost. So this is a point you need to take care. So you are not going to follow this approach. One fact table containing total dollar sales, another fact table containing unit cost. You should not go for this one. The reason is, so between a fact table to another fact table, if there is a joint between two fact tables, right? So one fact table will have million rows and another fact table will have million rows. So what happens is when these two tables are going to join, it is going to take lot of time. So the report will not come up. The report will not come up. So hence just remember, so you at any instance you don't join one fact table to another fact table. You join one fact table with multiple dimension tables. You join one fact table with multiple dimension tables, but not one fact table with another fact table. Clear everyone? So guys, any question? So first thing, you have a requirement, and out of that requirement, you need to understand the facts. And once you understand the facts, take that facts and then choose a fact table. Choose a fact table. That is your first step of analysis. Okay, let's try to do this in our project. So here I have different things here, out of which I'm just trying to scroll down. So here from the name itself you understand city, month, city subcategory, but what we require subcategory and month, right? So just scroll down, try to look at the tables here. So I have month, category, sales. Okay, so if you look at this specific table, do you think this is going to fit our requirement? Subcategory month sales. So let's try to open this one. So if you look at here, I have something called total cost, then total dollar sales. The first step is I do have two facts here, total cost and total dollar sales, which is the same thing, unit cost and then the total dollar sales. So these two columns I do have it. Perfect, very fine. Then what is the next step I have to do is I need to see this key columns of the two attributes. Okay, so what does that mean basically is, so for month, month ID, subcategory, subcategory ID. So in the same fact table, again no two different fact tables. So in the same fact table, I need to see that particular fact table contains subcategory ID and then month ID, subcategory ID and month ID. So let me take you to that one. So if you look at this specific table, it is going to contain month ID, it is going to have subcategory ID, and then it is going to contain total dollar sales, and it is going to have total cost. So first thing, whenever you are trying to pull a table, the key thing, pulling the table is easy, simple drag and drop. But which table you need to pull, that is a key thing. Which table you need to pull, that is a key thing. So first thing, identify the facts and metrics. And once you identify the fact and metric, go to that fact tables which have that facts, and then also see what dimension keys it is having. So it should have the dimension keys which is going to bring your required data for your report. So for my case, right, for whatever client requirement is given to me, so I prefer this table. So I just drag this table and then click on cancel. If you look at this one, I have subcategory ID, a month ID. Perfect. So then what I do basically is I need to get month name. So to get month name, I'm just going to the month table. So just scroll little bit up, and then so just scroll down your month table and then have your month table created. And then similarly, I do have subcategory also I want to see on my report, right? So just go over there and then LU underscore subcategory table. So just drag this one. So once you drag your tables, so what is the next step I said? You need to create up a facts. So just right click, create fact. Total cost you want, right click, you can create a fact. So whenever you are creating a fact, automatically the tool is generating the metrics. So why it is generating the metrics means total dollar sales I have created. Now what I am doing, just try to see here now. I'm just going at the top here. Towards your left hand side top, there is a button option, red color button, which shows you architect settings. Once you go in, you see some option, two different tabs, configuration and metric creation. I'm just switching into metric creation. In the metric creation, I could see here when new facts are created, automatically create metrics using the following aggregation. So whenever you're creating a fact, it creates up a new metric with aggregation as sum. So this option was checked, hence it is creating. I'm unchecking this, click OK for a minute. I'm just saving and closing this. So I just want to save my settings, so that is the reason I'm just closing it. Okay, update my schema. I've done it. So again I want to go to architect option. Right click, go to architect option. In the architect option, project tables view. So just try to see now under metrics. So just get into your architect tool, project tables view. Okay, so to update your schema, right, everything has to be closed. Okay, so once I'm done, I'm just trying to open my architect tool. So just go there, and then what I'm doing is for total cost also, just right click, go and create fact. Whatever you want, you can create facts. How many you want, you can just create up a fact. So once you create a fact, the next step is to create up an attribute. So what you can do is just go to month ID, simply right click, create attribute. So it is going to create an attribute in the fact table as well. You don't create in fact table, automatically it gets created. So just right click, new attribute form, and then I want month description here. Perfect. Then on a similar lines, so just to go to subcategory ID, just right click, create attribute. So automatically you see it has been created in the fact table as well. Similar lines, right click, new attribute form, subcategory description, just click OK. That's it. So now you have attributes, you have facts, then you can just start building up your basic report. So just click on update your schema. Now just get to metrics folder. So you don't see that metrics created by default because you have unchecked that option. So to create a metric, again the normal process, whatever we have done. So you just based on your aggregation, you can just choose the necessary. So these are the available facts. Okay, I want total cost. So this you can just name as it is, and then you want total dollar sales, which is your revenue. So just empty metric and then total dollar sales. Just I am saving this one with revenue. So now I have an attribute, I have a metric wherein I can create up a basic report. So my attributes are month and subcategory. So I have two attributes, two metrics in using which I can just build up a sample report. So just go to blank report, and in the blank report, so just go to attributes, under attributes, say I want month wise, what is my subcategory, then go to metrics, the same thing, revenue and then cost. So just try to run this. So this is how you get it. Okay, month wise, all the list of subcategory, what is revenue, cost, similar lines for all the months. So this is how you are going to create your reports. So the step is, I mean on a high level I said basically very simple, that is you need to bring the tables, you need to create facts, create attributes, hierarchies we haven't seen because in the same hierarchy we didn't pull more than one attribute, so that also we'll see tomorrow. So what we'll do basically is from tomorrow we'll get more into the architect. Today we just learned basic. Okay, these are the steps. When we say architect, he is going to bring the tables, he is going to take the facts or build the facts, then he is going to create attributes, he is going to create hierarchies. So this is what we discussed. But generally, the biggest challenge of the architect is to talk the business team, understand the requirement. Understand the requirement. That is a key thing. So once they understand the requirement, they need to understand what KPIs they need to display. And then they need to find out which table has this KPIs or metrics and what is their corresponding attributes. Means in that same fact table, they need to have the dimension keys. They need to have the dimension keys. So this is what they need to first analyze it, and based on their analysis, they have to pull the tables and then create everything practically. So so I want to say basically is everyone has to do practicals, but I understand. So for the persons here, say you do have problem, but one thing what you have to do basically is open any project source like whatever I have done, right? So what is that you can do is till project source, forget about it. Whatever project we have created, you can just right click, create project. Next thing, you can create a database instance, or that is also not required because already you have the tutorial instance created. If you go to your configuration manager database instance, already you have this tutorial data created. So only the thing I want is right click, go create project. And once you create project, so on top of that project, right click, go to architect, pull some tables, fact tables, then dimension table. Try to create basic fact, try to create attribute. Because tomorrow what I'll do is, so mostly what I'll be doing is, I will just give a requirement as in, I want to build this report. As a user, I'll give a requirement. Okay, I want to build this report, and you need to tell me what tables I have to pull in, what facts I have to create, what attributes I have to create, how the relationship should be established. All these 4 points, relationship I'll be taking you, but creation of facts, creation of attributes, pulling tables I have shown you for one example. But tomorrow we'll take it with more number of attributes or more number of columns in the tomorrow session. Fine. So everyone just don't tell them and it is not working. So please go here, create a project and try to build basic things, because tomorrow's session you don't understand if you don't do that. So okay then guys, thanks all for your time. We'll just catch up tomorrow and see on the continuation from tomorrow. Next 4 hours is going to be very important. So just try to do practicals. Today whatever we have discussed, complete today only. Don't go again tomorrow. Tomorrow whatever we discuss, just complete it tomorrow only. But just from now, right, just don't keep anything postponing. So okay then, thanks all for your time. Good night and a good day over there.